All right, so those are the latest figures that we're getting from Busia. So Funyula Member of Parliament Paul Otuoma has been edged out of that race using an ODM ticket. And there's lots of reaction, including from Paul Otuoma himself. And in studio with me, I have Gabriel Muthuma, who's a very familiar face here on News Center. We also have Wanjala Makoha and Silvanus Osoro trying to look at the numbers that have just been released and the reactions that we're getting from the ground. So, guys, is this probably what we're about to see as the primaries continue with ODM? Muthuma, do you foresee more trouble for ODM?
And it's not only for ODM. I think it will be across board. You know, just again, going just to Busia, the numbers that we were seeing a while ago, Teso South with 44,000 voters, you know, that's almost 100% in that area, where Ojaamong gets 44,000. Yeah, that's about 100%. And then our good friend Otuoma gets only 3,000. That should send, you know, mixed signals to everyone. But again, the element of fairness, when we are talking about the element of fairness, this is what I would expect if I'm running on a fair and free and a transparent platform. I would expect, number one, for civic education to the party structures to have conducted a serious and an advanced civic education so that everybody knows, number one, where they are going, where they are voting, and what method they are going to use to vote. If it's a party register, let it be there. Let it be confirmed that the names that are there are actually real people. All of a sudden, you're hearing now, okay, just because we are conducting this, we don't care about ghost voters. But the other time, you are the one crying foul about that register to be cleaned. So the element of fairness is, number one, driving the civic education to the voter. Yesterday, both Ojaamong and Otuoma did not even know. If people are coming out, we are saying we don't have cards, we want to vote using IDs. Now, that is the number one issue with the party. And I can guarantee you, not if you look at if you look at both ODM and to an extension NASA, and you come to Jubilee, really nobody can tell you the method that they are going to use to vote. Jubilee the other day just came and said we are still in the process of looking where people will use those red party smart cards. So really they have they have a civic duty to their, number one, to their members and to their supporters. Somebody made a very good observation. They said the people who showed up to vote were not members of ODM, they were supporters. So really you are like, aye, what is happening? And it takes a very sour and a bitter taste when even the gubernatorial candidates themselves do not know what method will be used. Both Otuoma and both Ojaamong did not give a clear statement as to the method that they had agreed. So, number one, the party, yes, they probably had the willingness to conduct, but they came short in matter structural and in matter putting good plans on the ground. I think there is an element of failure. Now, coming to the other areas, we have to wait and see what will happen. But I don't expect anything better than what we've seen.
Also, you have nominations coming up in your region about, I think, next week. Has there been enough civic education, as Muthuma says?
Nothing, completely nothing. Actually, people are in the dark of what is happening, completely. And what goes around that like, for instance, now the constituency level, the governor has preferred candidates in every constituency. And it's true, you'll actually see the very same pictures. Like in Kitutu Church South, one very loyal guy who's been working very hard, like Anthony Kibaget, will lose completely to Omwando because that is already predetermined. These are the things that are happening. We know that. Omwando is going to be given that certificate because of, you know, this kind of thing that you're seeing in Busia County.
How hopeful are you in getting your ticket?
Personally, I don't even want to be no DM actually, right now, because the whole thing you're saying is already stage managed. This is about a stage managed thing, I mean, and it's about loyalty to the party leader. And as he said, it's not about only ODM. And Jubilee should not be looking at ODM now or the opposition in the other side, because at the end of the day, personally, I remain loyal to Raila Odinga as the president of this republic in this election. But in regard to the issue to do with the nominations and, you know, who is going to be the MP this area for ODM and stuff like that, that is the same thing that will happen in Jubilee, that you'll have to be loyal to the party leader who is Uhuru Kenyatta to be given that ticket. And any person who sees that, and actually we are even better off in NASA because we have places to go. I mean, we can now jump this side and this side.
So let me ask
where
you,
are these people going
so let
to?
me ask you, why would you want to take part in a process that you don't have confidence in?
I do not even want to take part in it. I mean, I saw my name on it, and I do not want to be part of it. I'll hold myself in Nairobi, and I'll wait and see. Even if I get whatever, I do not even want to be part of it completely. The only thing I know is that whichever party that I'll be vying in, which is actually one of the very fastest growing party right now in Kisii region, I'm going to be the member of parliament of South Mokango. That's what I'm certain.
I'm surprised with my colleague because he's running away. And I think if we all ran away from our parties, how would we grow the political party democracy in Kenya? Because he's suggesting that there's another party that he could be running, and we wish him well.
We wish him well.
Yeah, but I think in that party also he's likely to be a beneficiary in the same manner that
No, we are going for nominations, and it's so clear that it's free and fair, unlike ODM.
But as a fundamental issue, and loyalty to the party is nothing wrong. Perhaps we just need to agree as a country or as political parties in how do we measure that loyalty so that we then are not subjected to nominations when we know that it's about rewarding loyalty. So the parties, and I think, like for example, the ODM as it were, its structures allow that people can be given direct nominations. So to the extent that the party has made up its mind that certain regions are so strategic to us and we would wish to have certain people directly nominated, they should do so, rather than keeping us at night and announcing figures that my colleagues have suggested may not be right. However, in the case of Busia, I think, and this is something that is prevalent in this country, we also need to look at the ethnic dimension. Ojaamong vis-a-vis Otuoma. And perhaps we need to begin asking ourselves, what are we looking forward in terms of how does this process go forward? Do we see Otuoma, for example, using an avenue where he can be an independent candidate and begin to bring faith to what my colleagues are saying, that indeed the election
Do you
was
think
stolen?
he should run as an independent?
I think if he so believes, like my two colleagues have suggested, that he may have lost unfairly, I think he deserves to give his supporters a chance to vote him in. But I say that cautiously because I begin to see in a number of our counties that the majority ethnic group in those counties are beginning to coalesce themselves and they begin to force out the minorities.
Right.
And that is the case in Busia. Otuoma happens to be on the side that has a majority. Sospeter Ojaamong happens to be on the side which for now is the minority. So we also need to be careful so that that does not become replicated all over the country.
Right.
Because very soon minorities will begin to ask that we also need to have counties
Correct.
that we are a majority. So people may begin to say we need to relook at the boundaries of counties.
Okay. Now they're talking about ODM and party loyalty. Let's talk a little bit about what happened to Elizabeth Ongoro. Of course, ODM disciplinary committee fined her 1 million shillings and then they barred her from running in Ruaraka in the next general election, August 8th. Okay. So listen, okay, we're having that conversation about Ongoro in a few minutes because we also need to speak to our reporter, Patrick Amimo, who's been following it up. But for now, let's take a breather as we try and see if we can get Patrick Amimo to help us understand what's going on with Ongoro. There is a move that she's expected to make today. So that coming your way in a few minutes, let's take a breather.